Faithflix Films here at NRB 2018, and I'm kind of fangirling because I have with me Daniel Roebuck. And now we watch a lot of old shows. I'm a big Matlock fan, and then watching the episode with you of Lois and Clark was, I would like you to wear a tin hat, maybe, or something. But anyway, you're here promoting a new movie that you're working on, and so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, one of the great things is I'm actually here promoting two movies. I'm blessed to be in Palau, the movie, about Louis Palau.
Right.
That's going to come out in October. But sooner than that is Getting Grace, a movie that I co-wrote, directed, produced, and star in, which means I'm either an overachiever or I have ADHD. Probably a little of both.
Yeah, I did that once. Well, no, I only did directed, wrote, and acted, and I decided I can only do two at a time.
You've done? Oh, you're an actor too.
Well, I quit doing it after that because I decided I was much better behind the camera.
Well, you're in front of the camera.
Yeah, but I'm not.
You're doing a great job, isn't she?
Yeah, but I.
Hold on, your crew, you've got 34 people here. The sound guy, I know I'm going to try to talk louder, Bob. That's all right. And it's a heck of all these people here to film us. It's so great.
So I love the website. I'm thinking this is a comedy, the Getting Grace.
Oh, Getting Grace, yes. Yeah. Getting Grace it's a comedy. We finally came up with the tagline, you laugh till you cry and then you'll laugh again. Because you will, in anybody's life journey, there's highs and lows, right? Yes. There's drama and there's comedy. And in our character's journey, she's dying. So it's a horrible situation for her, but she celebrates God's glory every day. So she's living life, like Psalm 24, I should know. This is the day the Lord has made.
Yes.
Rejoice in it and be glad. So that's her outlook on life. So it is a comedy about cancer. Sounds a little odd.
So what inspired this story?
Well, there's a guy named Jeff Lewis wrote this amazing original screenplay called Bending Spoons. And that's what I got about 9 years ago and saw in it the story of Getting Grace. Mm-hmm. Now, it's funny how Getting Grace became Getting Grace. It went from Bending Spoons to Getting Grace. Years ago, my former wife, we're driving home, and I have a daughter named Grace who's an irascible, silly, beautiful kid. And so we're driving home from a parent-teacher conference where one teacher says, she's always interrupting, she's always off topic, she's always making jokes. It's so hard to teach her. Then we walked across the hall, and the next guy said, she's always making jokes, she's always off topic, she's always so whatever. And he said, and I love having her in my class. And we were driving home, and my ex-wife said, some people just get grace and others never will.
Oh.
And I hid that in my brain for years. And then as we were developing Bending Spoons into Getting Grace, I realized that that's really, the allegory is God's grace is available to all of us, but we don't all get it.
I love it. So now how can people find out more? And tell us about this sneak peek that you're doing going around the town.
I'm so excited about the sneak peek. So the movie opens March 23rd. That's March 23rd in theaters all around the country. But we are sneak peeking it in 15 locations. And if you go to gettinggracethemovie.com and you look up the sneak peek tours, we might be coming to a town near you. Like we're here in Nashville, and we're going to be in Nashville on the 16th of March. But what we want to do is share the movie with as many people as we can before it opens, so that the word of mouth, and you got to get word of mouth to get the movies out there. We need, because I can't, there's these big posters behind us of these movies that someone's spending $20 million on. I'm spending a little less than that to get Getting Grace out. But I think Getting Grace will have value to people, and it will. This is the one thing I can tell you. I'm the filmmaker, so I got to walk the line because I don't want to be self-congratulatory. But what I can say, I want to say truly, the movie is touching people in a way that I could not have ever expected. I just made a movie about a character that was an allegory for God's love, right? So what happens is people are getting it, and especially people who've suffered through cancer, lost people to cancer. They're seeing themselves in the story, and I think that's a good thing. Grace approaches her imminent death with celebration of life, as opposed to overemphasis on what's going to end, and it's about what's coming next. And that's what we should all be focused on, right?
Well, that's one thing I've noticed is, like, as a filmmaker, we can make the movies, and then God just does whatever with it, and He gets it to the people that need it.
Yeah, and so that sometimes requires a little unching and pushing on our our human part. But even, I would say, as a filmmaker, even the film becoming made was all God's hand. God's hand at every step of the way, every single step of the way, was God making sure I was sitting next to the right guy in an airplane. I'm not even joking. I sat down in an airplane, and the guy I sat next to, when we both had our seats changed, ended up being one of the prime investors in my movie.
Oh, wow.
Literally sat with a man on an airplane. So that's become the joke. Like when I'm like, who did you meet on the plane, Mike? You know, who's your next actor, producer, writer, director? But that's God's hand. You know, that's God's hand. We were landing. He came from a little town in Hamlin, Pennsylvania. That's the only information I knew about where he came from. And as we were landing, after we made this amazing connection, I said, just Mike, think, if you weren't a forward-thinking guy, you could still be, I don't know, pumping gas in Hamlin, Pennsylvania. And he stared at me for 5 seconds. He goes, there was one gas station in Hamlin, Pennsylvania, and I worked there for 4 years. So why would I pick Hamlin? Why would I pick gas station? Gas. I could have said Walmart. I could have said grocery store. Why? Because God was with me on that plane, guiding me through the interaction, hinting at what I should say, and helping me connect better with the man who is going to be such an important, he and his sister, Sam Edwards, became such important parts of my life. My producing partners from here on out, literally from sitting on a plane.
Oh, wow. Well, our time is up, but it's been wonderful. I'm Sharon Wilharm, FaithFlix Films at NRB 2018.
Thank you. Can I just say one more thing? When you say our time is up, do you know something that I don't know? Have you been talking to my doctor?
He laughs at me.
Are you talking to my doctor? Dan, when I say my time is up, I mean your time is up.
Well, I try to keep everybody on schedule because you may need to be somewhere.
Well, you're
right
very
away.
kind.